You're listening to Dimensions on 81 WGY. I'm Gary Hughes.
And I'm Darvis Scholl. More than 20 years have now passed since the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. But his prophetic message, encapsulated for most of us in his memorable I Have a Dream oration, lives on. One of the more visible figures in the continuing efforts to keep the dream alive in the Albany area is Nell Stokes Holmes. In our studios now with Paul Fraser.
Martin Luther King's birthday is a week away, and we're here tonight to talk with Nell Stokes Holmes about Dr. Martin Luther King and some of the ways that Albany is celebrating his birthday. Good evening, Nell.
Good evening.
Now, Nell, you work for the Albany County Department of Social Services in a rather significant program for our community. Could you tell us a little bit about that to get us started?
Sure. The program is called Capital Quest, Project New Horizons, and the primary purpose of that is to work with moms who have children under 6 years old to get them to continue their education or get some type of training and or go to college or two-year college, preferably to learn a skill, get a skill so that they might get a job and have the opportunity to take care of themselves and their families without the dependency on the Department of Social Services. It's a real unique program, and it's very exciting to be working with the young mothers. And one of the things that we found is that once we sit down with them and talk to them about their plans and what they want to do, they have a lot of good ideas, but they just never had the opportunity to know that there are services available for them in the community. We don't create any new programs. What we do is put them in touch with the ones that are already available in the community. And it's been a real learning experience for me. It's been exciting. And my particular caseload, I've been able to assist within the last 4 months about 6 young women in getting a job and two people in getting enrolled in college.
I recently heard there was a religious task force that was meeting with people in the school system here in Albany about the relationship between students and parents and the school system. And they pointed out that they had something like 17 programs available to enable families and parents to be involved. And the major problem seemed to be that people didn't know that the programs already existed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. And once we let our clients know that the programs are there, they become very excited about it, and they're really willing to go out and do something for themselves.
Well, now we need to make a little transition. I want to say, I think that Dr. King would be very proud of you and of this program, and that suggests what my question really is. Do you find that it's 20 years now since his tragic assassination, do you find that people are keeping alive the dream of Dr. King 20 years later? Has the flame flickered?
The flame is flickering, and it continues to flicker. You will find that at some point we sort of become stagnant and not really work on the things that we should be working on a regular basis. But the concern is still there. It was very well evident at the previous NAACP Freedom Fund dinner, which was geared around the march on Washington, the 2 marches on Washington. Overflow crowd of people. People were really enthusiastic, and I think people really want to work and continue those ideals that Dr. King made so prominent in our lives. And when you're working in the community and you're doing things, it's very difficult to find people who are not concerned and people who are not involved in trying to make things better for us as a human race.
Mm-hmm. Dr. King's birthday celebration, which is now a national holiday, I guess except for a few states which seem to have chosen not to celebrate it. I think Arizona struggled with that, Texas. Mm-hmm. But for most of us, we've said this is going to be one day we're going to celebrate really a contemporary of ours. Mm-hmm. And it's a unique type of thing, that there's a celebration of a person who wasn't a president, mm-hmm. who was, in fact, a minister and a civil rights leader and really one of us. I find it a very unique celebration. What are some of the ways that you, working both through your profession and also through the Martin Luther King Scholarship and Memorial Service Committee, did I get that one right?
Yes,
too?
you did.
What are you doing that's unique and special?
This year, I'm really excited about our memorial service. This is the 21st anniversary of the death of Dr. Martin Luther King. And
it'll be next Sunday.
Next Sunday, January 15th at 7 p.m. at Temple Beth Emmet. Each year we try to move the service around to the various different faiths because Dr. King was a person concerned about all people, all ethnic groups, goes across, all economic strata, that whole thing. So we try to include all the people and move around the community. So we're having it at Temple Beth Emmet this year.
That's in Albany.
That's in Albany, 100 Academy Road at 7 p.m. Some of the things on the program are going to be the same, such as the mayor will be there, the bishops, Hubbard, and Ball will be there. And he's going to kill me because I sort of lost his name for a second.
No, he won't do that. He's just glad you remembered him.
Our speaker is going to be the Reverend Headley from the Bethany Baptist Church in Albany.
Yes.
And we've chosen as our theme this year, The Dream Revisited. And in keeping with that, we're having some of our scholarship recipients participate in the program this year. We have one young lady who will dance an interpretive dance to the recitation of The Creation by James Weldon Johnson. Mrs. Carlisle Adams will be reading that. And it sounds so exciting. It was Mrs. Adams' idea, and I think it's going to be wonderful. We're again going to be hearing the wonderful music of the Capital District Community Choir under the direction of Professor Rudolph Stinney.
Now, any one of those events, either Reverend Headley or the interpretive dance or the choir, any one of those three would be worth the effort to come out.
Absolutely.
And put all of those people together.
Absolutely.
Plus important ecumenical leaders. This is really the event of the year as far as the religious community and the civic community coming together and I hope really reigniting this sense of the vision and of the dream.
Mm-hmm.
I love the music of that
yeah,
community
it's a
choir.
great choir, isn't it? One of the things that we hope to do is to continue to include the young people who've been recipients of ours over the years. So in keeping with that, we're going to have a couple of them speak on their feelings about the ideas of Dr. King, and just to give some advice to the young people who are entering high school and will be going on to college about things that they might do to be successful and creative individuals. We're really excited about this.
I'd like to ask you briefly, we'll have you back to talk about the scholarship program another time, but at least briefly, how many scholarships are you able to present each year, and by what means are these funds made available?
We've been able over the past 4 years that I know of to give between 4 and 6 scholarships. We give out our scholarships without regard to race, creed, or color. All young people in the Capital District are eligible. We raise our money through donations from individuals. Our Martin Luther King service, we have a free will offering, and we raise funds through that.